So that was a thing called Lightnin Rules with plenty of Lightnin Hopkins licks that I gathered from different songs, a bit of my own, bit of other people as well. And so I pieced 3 verses together and I tapped out the whole thing. So if you're interested in the tablature, do open the video description below for more information. I'm in standard tuning, and although Lightnin Hopkins never played with a capo, as far as I know, never seen a photograph of him with a capo, I'm capoed at the 2nd fret. Makes things a little bit easier and more controllable. And I regard the capo as a 0 fret. And so this is the 1st fret, 2nd fret, and so on. Also referring to the chords as if I'm playing without a capo. Okay, I tried to put a lot of variation in the bass and also the trebles using dynamics, which is very important when you play blues, I think. So let's start with the first 4 bars. So you noticed in the tap, the song is in 12/8, it's swing feel. And in the tap, the first bar would be like this, if you really play what's there. But I'm accenting the first note and not the second. And you see my hand going like that to mute. And we slide through E7 chords, so D7 moved up, at the 3rd finger, same, at the 3rd finger, at the pinky, and then in the 4th bar, and the E7 slightly bent, just a little bit. And notice the bass is again very muted. Then we have 2 measures of A7, partial chord, and I'm bending the 2 strings, 1st and the 2nd string. Well, the last beat of the 4th measure is that triplet. I do that a lot when I go from one chord to another. Bend, open, open. And sometimes, I'm not sure if I did it in a performance, but that first beat of the 5th measure, if you play it really fast, I mean the treble really fast after the bass, then you can, the notes of the trebles will linger longer. Slide to the 5th fret in your knees in there. And then the 7th measure. Alright. So we had the 6th measure, the last measure of A. Hit. eighth measure is, and at last beat I let that the bass note ring. And the B7 in the last two bars of measure 9, bend with the pinky. And here I'm really hanging in the chord there. And in the 10th measure we have an A. And that third beat, slide with the temp, right hand temp, and then rake with the index and play again with the temp. Lightnin did that a lot. Temp, temp. Those are the last two measures, and that's one of his typical turnarounds. In the second beat, hammer on, and then you form well, an A6 chord to be exact. And you see in the last beat, that's the last beat of the 11th measure. Down with my nails, index and temp. And by forming the chords in measure 12, the E chord, you get a little hammer on the 4th string without playing it. When I'm playing a pinch, hum, the 6th string and the 3rd string hammered. And that's Lightnin typical way of using well, a B7 chord without playing it. So the second measure, sorry, the second verse. Those are the first 3 bars, and there we have. But by accenting the first note of every, the first 2 measures, sorry, the first 2 beats, you get a different feel there. All with the temp. 1 beat, 2nd beat, 3rd beat. I use 3 fingers to do that bend. Bend the full beat and then release. And in those triplets with the basses, I often play this open D string, but very softly. Same with the next beat. If I would play it as it is written out, it would sound like this. That's with more feeling. Okay, then we measure 16 we have. Again that slightly bent E7. And for the A7 I'm sliding up to the 5th fret on the 2nd string. Let it really ring. At the pinky. And there we have a lot of double stops. And note, I'm going to play 17 and 18 and 19 in a row, so you can hear it. The first bass of measure 18 is really open and I let it ring as long as possible. Playing with index and middle. At the pinky. Pinky slides up to the 6th fret, goes down to the 5th fret, and 3rd and 5th fret on the 1st and 2nd string, and then open. Measure 19. All right. Measure 20. Play it with a thumb there. Thumb. Triplets. 1, 2, 1. And then with the second finger I slide up to the 4th fret and I use my index finger as a sort of a flat pick. Maybe you can see it better like this. I'm holding as if I hold my fingers and thumb, my index and thumb as I'm holding a flat pick, but there is no flat pick. The index nail is the flat pick. And then hammer on pull off, 2 pull offs, B7, and down and the top. Alright, second page of the tab, measure 22. Again, bending both strings of the partial A7 chord. Slide up, 9, 7, 9, and the E9 down. And then we have a turnaround with that up rake. And a trill. And then we have the third verse. Those are the first 3 measures, and is also very typical of Lightnin. He did that when he goes up the neck. You can be almost pretty sure he plays something like this. The open E string and then 8, 10 and bend. And I'm using 2 fingers to do the bends, more control that way. And the open E string, the thin E string, it doesn't ring. It's not like this. I play the open E string with my middle finger, and the moment I hit the second string on the 8th fret, my middle finger rests on the E string and kills the sound. And the last beat of measure 26 is and pull off. Pull off, up, down, and pull off. Sorry. And in measure 28 and 29, in fact we're playing the same thing, but we're going to the A bass there. Sorry. And here I'm muting just with the temp. Sorry, again. And you see on the second beat of the 28th measure, I let that bass ring. And measures 31, 32 are pretty much the same as before. Except now I'm adding the pinky to the 7th fret in the second beat of measure 32. And in measure 34, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 5, 6, 7, hammer and trill. And again, in those bass runs I'm using that technique of not playing all the notes in the same volume. And well, I have the ability to play with a mixture of nail and temp, like you can hear. And for this, I use only flash. Alright, that's it for Lightnin Rules. And check out my other Lightning stuff. I have a lot of pieces, I think more than 20 transcribed. So if you want to delve in abundance of Lightning pieces, go ahead and have fun.